Hey everybody, welcome back. Whoops. Welcome back from the holidays, from Christmas and all of that fun. Um, I spent a lot of time with family. I know I had a great time. Uh, we got Grandma moved, Grandma Sylvia, who's over 100 years old. Um, she's pretty fantastic, and now she's very close to us. It's pretty wonderful. But took a lot of work to get her moved because she's over 100, so she's got some things going on. And over the lovely. Whoa, wait a second. Let me press the go live button over here. There we go. We've now gone live on Instagram as well. There we go. Yeah, and the wife and I are now approved in our adoption process, and so getting closer and closer to having a little one at home. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting times, and the excitement does not stop at the personal life. Oh no, because there's so much going on in digital health. So right now that it's like $70 billion being thrown around for digital health AI total systems that just can't run without you. So it's kind of like the beginning of my digital health career, where a bunch of systems couldn't work unless we came in and actually did something to make them go. So that's it's actually just happened last week, and it validates everything that we've been talking about here regarding clinical professionals in digital health. Stanford and Harvard just released a state of the clinical AI report for 2026, and it's the most important document we've seen for years, I think, for anybody working in healthcare. And here's something that's shocking. We now have a $70 billion clinical AI market with over 1,200 FDA cleared AI tools in healthcare. The technology companies are racing to implement these systems everywhere, but here's the problem, and this is directly from the report. The vast majority of these tools have never been properly evaluated by clinical professionals. 95% don't even report basic demographic data. 91% haven't been tested for bias. We don't really even know if these things work, right? They just have AI on the outside. Looks great. Sounds like it's going to work. So type AI in the comments if you've already seen some AI tools creeping into your work, into your hospitals. And I'm going to break down what this actually means for your career, your income potential, and why in the next year to year and a half, it might just be the most important window of your entire professional life. So first, let's talk about some market reality here. A picture of what's actually happening right now in healthcare technology. These companies have built incredibly powerful AI systems. The report shows that AI can now match or exceed primary care physicians on diagnostic accuracy in controlled settings. On paper, this looks amazing, but here's where it gets interesting and where you come in. When they take these same systems, these same AI systems out of the lab and put them into real clinical workflows, they struggle. They report specifically that AI breaks down when there's uncertainty, when information is missing, when context changes. Basically everything that happens in every actual patient care interaction. Stanford found that even when AI assists doctors, so you've got a doc in there still doing it, sort of relying on the AI, the collaboration is not yet optimized, which is a polite way of saying it doesn't work. So think about that. They built the technology. They've proven that it works in theory, but they cannot figure out how to make it work with real clinicians in real settings. This isn't a technology problem. This is a human problem. This is a workflow problem. This is a clinical expertise problem. And you know what that means? Every single one of these 1,200 plus FDA cleared tools needs someone who understands both sides. They need someone who can speak to the engineers and speak to the clinicians. They need someone who knows what it's like to work a 12-hour shift and why that beautiful AI system you built doesn't work when the nurse is managing 6 patients. This is the moment. Companies have raised the billions. They have the technology. What they don't have is the clinical expertise to make it actually work, to make it actually go in real life. That's what makes us, you, more valuable, more essential. So I need you to understand something fundamental that the report proves. Clinical professionals are not being replaced. You're being upgraded. The study shows that AI performs incredibly well on knowledge-based tasks. So memorizing drug interactions, AI wins. Following clinical guidelines, AI wins. But you know what AI absolutely cannot do? Handle the messy, uncertain human reality of patient care. So there's a study in it, in this report from Kenya, a real-world deployment where they put an AI assistant into urgent care clinics. And the AI reduced diagnostic errors by 16% and treatment errors by 13%, which sounds incredible, right? Yeah, but here's what they found out. The AI was great at following guidelines and standard workups. You know what the human doctors were better at? They were better at adapting to inconsistent information, dealing with the incomplete data, reading the patient in front of them. This is what I call your protection instinct, that clinical judgment you've developed over the years for patient care. AI doesn't have it. AI can't develop it. AI needs you to provide it. So all the companies are realizing this at the same time. They're realizing that all the AI in the world doesn't matter if clinicians won't use it, and if it doesn't fit workflows, if it creates more problems than it solves. Your clinical expertise isn't becoming obsolete. It's becoming the most valuable commodity in the healthcare technology workspace. The report literally says future progress in clinical AI will hinge on how many models are adapted and orchestrated, not just how they're built. The orchestration, that adaptation, that requires clinical professionals who understand both worlds. That's you. That's your in. But there is a timing to consider here. Some of you have been following me long enough to know that I talk about EHRs, EPRs, EMRs, transition a lot, and there's a reason for that. When these systems went from optional to mandatory, the clinical professionals who positioned themselves early, who learned the systems, who could bridge clinical and technical, they captured premium opportunities that are still paying dividends today. And I'm looking at this AI report and I'm seeing the exact same pattern. Right now, we're at the early stage. The technology exists, the money is there, $70 billion market, but the implementation expertise, that's missing. The clinical validation, only a minority of these tools have it. This report shows that companies are deploying AI everywhere, but they're doing it without proper clinical oversight. And that gap, that's your opportunity. That's your money. Here's the thing about windows of opportunity. They close. In 12 or 18 months, someone is going to figure out how to implement these AI systems properly. Someone is going to have to become the go-to expert on clinical AI integration. Someone is going to build the frameworks that everyone else copies. The question is, will that someone be you? Because I can promise you, 5 years from now, clinical AI expertise won't be a premium skill. That would be like saying, I know how to use a computer. It'll be a baseline requirement. But the people who develop it now, they're going to write their own checks. So there are some specific opportunities out there at this point. And this report breaks down where AI is being deployed. Clinical decision support, documentation, workflow automation, diagnostic assistance, patient communication. Every single one of these areas needs clinical professionals. And it needs clinical AI validation specialists. These companies need people who can take their AI systems and actually test it in real life clinical scenarios, not lab scenarios, real messy patient care. This role didn't exist 3 years ago. Now, positions are coming out at $150K to $200K a year for nurses and mid-level providers with some AI expertise. And nobody's got lots of AI expertise. Everyone's AI expertise is new. This is the time. So anyway, there's a direct quote in this report. Even the top AI models can produce potentially severely harmful advice in 10 to 20% of cases. 10 to 20%. Someone needs to review these systems. I mean, imagine if you had a colleague who got things severely wrong 10 to 20% of the time. completely unacceptable. This is executive level work, and it pays like executive level work. The report also shows that AI works better when multiple AI agents work together, but someone needs to design how they interact. Someone needs to understand clinical reasoning well enough to know how to structure these systems. This is cutting edge work that commands premium rates. And the thing is, that's commanding the premium rates is just stuff about how healthcare actually works. It's the same things that you've been doing. It's the same things that we've all been doing. So you're not starting over. You're just leveraging all the stuff you already know and adding one new skill set, which is a little bit about how AI works. So here's what I want you to take away from this. First, there's a huge market. It's big right now at 70 billion. It's growing. This is real. Second, clinical professionals are not being replaced. We are upskilling, moving up, and moving into bigger and more important roles. Third, there is a timing for this window. The window will close. The big opportunities are going to go away. Fourth, this is about more than just adding AI to your resume. It's about positioning yourself at the intersection of two worlds, clinical care and digital health, where the opportunities are massive and they're growing. So if you're serious about this transition, I want you to do three things over the coming week here. One, download my digital health career transition guide. There's a link in my bio. It's on my website. It breaks down exactly what you should do to position yourself. Two, start following the clinical AI conversation. Read reports like this Arise one just came out. Three, if you're ready to move faster, DM me the word ready and let's talk about what coaching looks like for you to accelerate your transition. Happy New Year to everyone. Glad to see everyone. And what you see for me not being online during the holidays, well, that's an example of my digital health freedom. So look forward to seeing everyone again next week. Take care.